What's going on, YouTube? Pistol Pete here. Today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the Becker BK5. This one is called the Magnum Camp Knife. So, give you a little history real quick that I found out about this. It is a collab design with Ethan Becker, the designer, and then another gentleman. I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but it's someone that Ethan was working with. So the other gentleman did the blade portion. Ethan obviously has the handle, and they put this one out. It wasn't really, I guess, a popular design, and I'm going to go over that in a minute, why I think they just marketed it wrong. But let's start off by saying I did get this on eBay because it is a discontinued knife. So sorry if you guys do like this blade, you're just gonna have to wait and try to find one on for a decent price on eBay, which can't be, which I should say is kind of hard to do because right now it's pretty popular. Put it this way, back when they were first came out, they were between I think 80 to 100 bucks, right around there. And then when they discontinued it, a lot of these knife companies sold it for like 55 bucks, 60 bucks tops. And so, man, I wish I would have known then what I know now, because this knife is freaking bitching. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have bought 3 or 4 of those bad boys just to store them away. Because let's just say I bought this on eBay, and if I was to get it for 55, I paid 3 times that price. So do the math. But or I should say 50. But needless to say, though, even we've been doing a couple shorts and showing a couple friends. I already got 3 offers from me. They're like, hey, I'll pay you what you bought it for. So it is in demand. So I don't feel too bad of paying what I paid because it's still a popular knife. And I see, and of course, like it's eBay, right? So you do see some on there for like 400 bucks, 350 bucks, and that's ridiculous. I won't pay that. Again, when a knife is discontinued, it's what you're willing to pay, right? And if you could justify in your mind that it's a good deal, and it seems to be a reasonable deal, then go for it. So let's get into it, man. So like all K-bar knives, it does come with this nylon style sheath. A lot of complaints on this online. For me, it's whatever. It is. Yeah, it's not the best, obviously. Something like this, you're gonna want a Kydex or get a nice leather sheath for. But typical. I almost don't even want to go over the specs of the damn sheath because it's been done 1,000 times. Has your holes here, has your little Velcro here to put an extra knife or a pocket for whatever you want to put in there for survival kit. Just your button, which is adjustable here. Got a fat belt loop. It also has, you can un-Velcro it here. So just a standard K-bar sheath, kind of crappy, and obviously everyone's complaint. Let me see, button this up here, is always about the rattle, right? So yeah, it is what it is. They put the money into the knife, so it doesn't bother me that much. Sometimes it bothers some people. And some people say, oh, you shouldn't have to buy anything when you buy a brand new knife. It should come already ready to go. But sometimes you do, and that's the same with the handle here. So look at this freaking blade, man. Look how beautiful that freaking blade is in that grind work. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So let me just go over the specs real quick, get that out of the way, and then we'll go from there. So I'll hold this up here like this. So let's see here. This one here, overall length is 13.5. This is an 8-inch blade length. You got a thickness of 0.188, so fairly thin. This is a 1095 CV carbon steel. Blade shape is a trilling point. They call it a trilling point. Handle material is Grivery, so that Grivex style stuff. Let's see here. It comes with nylon sheath, 11 pounds. I'm sorry, 11 pounds. That'd be a heavy ass knife. 11 ounces, 9 pounds is the weight. And the sheath is made in China, but the blade itself was made in USA. So that being said, I think they missed an opportunity for making this thing be a super popular badass knife, in my opinion. Okay, this is my opinion, guys. I know, right? You can argue with me in the comments below if you don't agree, but my opinion, they marketed this as a camp knife. They're called a Magnum Camp, and this is a straight up fighter knife, dude. It's too thin in my opinion. And yeah, there's videos of people batoning with it and holding up. It is a super thin tip, as you can see there. But again, it's strong, 1095 steel, so it's gonna hold up. But again, it's not, in my opinion, it's not a camp knife. This is too thin of a swedge. This is supposedly for bone breaking, right? So you can crack it open and get the marrow out of the bone, or, you know, things like that. But in my opinion, this is a straight up fighter. They should have marketed this as a self-defense fighting blade, and I think they would have sold a lot more of these. Because that's pretty much what it is, man. It's badass. I love it. And it has almost like that old school Tonto style sway of like a Japanese blade, Japanese sword. Super slicey, super. This is thin stock. It's super slicey. And I mean, just amazing. They do, like I said, it does come with these, you know, plastic handles that people get mad about. They are hollow, so you can put stuff in there if you want, like, you know, maybe a couple matches and fire starter or something like that. But, you know, I might change them out and get I'm gonna get some like dark, to keep it all black looking. I'm gonna get some dark micarta handles, some like darker stained micarta handles, something like that, that has a little more grip. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's super light in hand. It's freaking fast, man. It's awesome. It's like, it feels like just flows so fast. So I'm saying it'd be such a good fighter. And in reverse grip, I mean, it's such that acute, slender point. You're stabbing into pretty much whatever you stab into, it's sticking, man. It's gonna slide into. So this is right here is just an ultimate fighter, man. It's awesome. I think, like I said, if they marketed it as a fighter, they would have sold a shit ton of these. But as a camp knife, yeah, it can do all the stuff that a camp knife can do, definitely. But it's not the best for it. You know, the BK7, BK9 is a better option for camp tasks, right? But that's what I'm saying. I think they just missed it with that. They could have easily this thing is easily a freaking just a badass fighter style blade, in my opinion. I brought a piece of paper to show you the sharpness here. So it's sharp. It is sharp. Look at that. I mean, it's a freaking razor blade. A freaking razor. Little curls. And you guys seeing that? It's super sharp. I looked out and, like I said, got this pretty much brand new. No damage at all. Any of this is hard to find. Like I said, they're hard to find. They're really hard to find. When you do, they're either ridiculously priced, or if they're not ridiculously priced, they go almost instantly. If you're bidding on it, you know, they're still going to sell for quite a bit. But if you can get your hands on one of these, highly recommend it, man. Like I said, I wish I knew about back when they discontinued them. They went for $55. And I heard other people say on those YouTube channels, like, man, I wish I would have picked up 3 or 4 of these back then. But, you know, at least I'm still thankful I got one to add to my collection, you know, because I'm somewhat now of a Becker head. You know, I'm a fan of Becker and his designs. And, of course, K-Bar and Camillus, they put out great. The metal is awesome. 1095, you can't beat. And just good quality. And so far, every single knife I've gotten from them came razor bladed, razor sharp. So I know some people complain that some things are dull, but this one came like a freaking absolute laser. Super sharp, pointy tip. The grind work on it is flawless. I don't see there's no differential between the one side or the other as far as the grind work. They did just an amazing job on this one. I don't know, because I heard people complain that the grinding's off on these, but mine is perfect. So, all right, guys, that's it for this one. Please like, subscribe, share, and till next knife or whatever.